All About Love Extended Version by Monsta X. Monsta X has been making strides in their reach across the world map over the years. With their debut English album officially here, are they primed to take over? How do we feel about it? Here's our honest review of All About Love Extended Version by Monsta X.
I didn't know I wrote it. I didn't know I wrote extended version. That's my fault.
Hey, get it right.
Hey,
It's correct.
I mean, it is. It definitely is. I just didn't know I had wrote that. We're very familiar with Monsta X.
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Something.
A little something.
How you feel about this album artwork?
Thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I personally don't like the colors, but I like the design of it. I think it's just like something that you'll see at an art gallery or something like that. So yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. Orange with a different shade of orange with pink.
Yeah.
That's different. I'm not the biggest orange fan unless we're talking about the other orange that Ace made popular.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I'm not really into the color orange being used in matters like that. But I mean, it's cool.
I don't like orange in this manner. That's all. There you go.
I agree with you. The flow of this project, man, it sounded like Monsta X kind of like slightly tapered away from the K-pop sound and tried to go with more of a traditional American pop music sound. That's the vibe I get with this project.
Most definitely. This is straight up pop music, like for real. I mean, I feel like it was very Americanized, but they still had enough to add their own flavor to it, you know?
Yeah. Highlights, man. Well, first of all, I just want to go to my song right off the bat.
Which one is that?
She's the One. I really like that song. And, man, my guy, how do you pronounce his name? I feel it's like Kayan. He had the note that she don't even know the songs about.
Okay,
her.
oh man,
Yeah,
I love
was
that.
just like, yo, that note right there is
like,
he
oh,
straight
that,
killed it.
yeah,
He
yeah,
straight killed it.
killed that.
Got
Killed that.
My Number. I love the vibe on that song. It's got a dope vibe. It kind of reminded me of something like Imagine Dragon would do. The way they would sing it and everything. I love how everybody came in with that. Misbehave is also another super fire song. And we already had heard Someone, Middle of the Night, and obviously Who Do You Love? And those songs are all super hot too. It was just, I mean, I still could do without the French Montana verse.
Yes.
I will say that on the remix, French Montana's verse sounds better on that beat.
Yes, most
Because it
definitely.
doesn't sound like he was rapping off beat. But
Yeah.
I'm still not a fan of French Montana featuring on the song. I think they could have just let I Am do his thing and finish the rap.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my highlights.
Yeah, man. Happy Without Me. I really like that one just because of just the melodies and everything. Like, I think that's one thing about this project is the melodies really, really get me on here, especially on She's the One. It's just little subtle things like that to make a song take it up a notch and everything like that. Misbehave, I love as well. Going back a little bit, I love Love You too. I just really love, like, I don't want to say poppy, but it just sounds like really radio friendly. And I feel like they got like that down to a T on this album. And I really can feel this. A lot of songs on this album being played on like Ryan Seacrest's top 20 or something like that. So I really feel like they captured that essence perfectly. I really enjoy Beside You with Pitbull. And like that's the kind of feature I would want besides the French Montana, because
Mr. International.
I felt it. You know, he was like from Miami to South Korea. I was just like, yo, I was like feeling it. But just the way he came on there was really, really dope. And I'm with you on the Who Do You Love remix. Like, it felt better. I still can do without French Montana, but I really enjoyed the remix. And I liked I Am's rap on the Beside You remix as well.
Yeah. Lowlights, man. So I don't really have a song that I want to put in a lowlight, but I will say that I'm not 100% for them kind of going away from the K-pop sound.
I feel you.
And the reason being is because when you listen to K-pop music, it's somewhat like a journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know where it's going to start and you don't know where it's going to end. And I feel like we didn't get a whole bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? Because with this traditional pop sound, like, you know, you don't get me wrong, there are pop artists that kind of go through transformations throughout the songs, but as you know, K-pop is like a spectacle. And I feel like, say this is your first time getting introduced to K-pop, like, this isn't even really K-pop, this is just pop,
right?
And it just gets rid of that extra piece.
I feel you.
That pushes it over the top. That
100%.
gets you super excited when you're listening to the music. So like when you listen to something like Alligator, or you know what I'm saying, like where it's just like all the like it's not even a whole bunch of super hard changes in Alligator, but it still got the K-pop essence, and I feel like there was only small doses of that throughout this project.
Yeah.
It still didn't make the project bad at all. It's just that I feel like that could have pushed it over the edge, because you can hear this from American artists already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I feel like that was a safe route, as opposed to just saying like, hey, we're going to do what we do. We're just going to do an English album version of it. You know what I'm saying?
I completely feel you on that, because my first time listening to this, I was just like, this is cool. This is good. And like, you know, I normally don't come across that when listening to a K-pop artist. I'm always like over enthusiastic about something or blown away. And I didn't immediately get that with this album until I started listening to it more, you know, probably on my third or fourth listen. I was just like, okay, this is really good. And I think it was just because of what they had the opportunity to add, like the whole note on She's the One, or even on like Misbehave, just the way how they sung that. Like, I felt like they had enough to add, but like you said, this did kind of feel like a traditional pop album in a sense. And other than that, if I was to give a low light of a song, I particularly didn't love You Can't Hold My Heart. I thought that was like the weakest out of the bunch.
I could agree with you on that.
So that was the only thing. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, if this was a listener's first essence into a K-pop group, they'd be like, okay, that's cool. But I do think it probably get them more interested to know about Monsta X and, you know, get into them a little bit. But yeah.
Final thoughts, man. First of all, I just want to say the writing on this is actually really solid. I forgot to mention that in the highlights. Like, listen to the words on She's the One. If you need to, go read them.
Yeah.
It's some really dope writing. It's just like this guy's going through all of these things in his head, and the girl don't even know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We about to go do this. We're going to go here. We're going to do this. But she don't know yet.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sound like something Bang Bang would say.
Most definitely.
You know, but aside from that, though, it's some really solid writing throughout here. And I like the fact that even though it is a traditional pop album, they go through different vibes. You know what I'm saying? You get to go through the slow vibe, the kind of dance vibe, the chill vibe, the different tempo vibe. Like, they made sure they hit different avenues. And I thought it ended up being really solid.
Yeah, man. I feel like, you know, even though we didn't get the sound that we're expecting, it definitely fit the mood for Valentine's Day. Songs about love, you know, all about love, which is this album is tied about. And I felt like it captured that essence perfectly. And, you know, still while being playful on some things, and I do agree the writing was really strong. I still don't know how you can make a song like Got My Number sound so positive and chilling, but he's talking about, hey,
if you do, then, you know.
You got my number, you know, but it was just like, yo, this still sounds so dope. And, you know, just to have songs like Misbehave, I kind of wish we would have got more songs like that just to see him get into that, like, kind of sexy, sensual bat. So, you know, other than that, this was a really, really great, you know, take on the traditional area of pop.
Final grade. Monsta X, All About Love. I'm going to give it a check. I think it's really solid across the board. Like you said, I mean, if you're going to go with a weak song, You Can't Hold My Heart, it probably is the weakest song up here. But aside from that, man, they got everything as far as the sounds go. I could have did without the French Montana verse. But when you turn on to something like Got My Number and She's the One and Beside You featuring Pitbull and even Misbehave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some really solid songs to be heard here, especially for a first-time listener to a group of K-pop artists. And I like what they put together here. I just do hope the next one, they make sure that it's rooted in K-pop.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm going to give this a check as well. I really think it's, you know, some good music, pop music to listen to. And, you know, I'm glad that they, you know, get more recognition and everything like that. I saw they were topping a couple of the charts and everything like that. So, you know, shout out to Monsta X, man, because they working.
For sure.